Welcome back to Giant Perspectives. I'm your host, Riley, joined by my co-host, Caleb. We're going to go over a few things today. We're going to start it out by talking about the quarterbacks. And, I know we always talk about the quarterbacks, but there's not much to talk about these days. And I keep seeing stuff about Shedeur Sanders. He keeps seeing stuff about Jaxson Dart. We're a little mixed. And he wants Dart.
I think Jaxson Dart's better than Shedeur Sanders.
I think Shedeur is better. I don't know. I just have this feeling. I think if you were to put Shedeur Sanders on Ole Miss, I think he would be just as good, if not better. But we're going to dive into that a little bit more. We're going to dive into some of the mock drafts. We're going to dive into just some of the news. The Titans, they fired their general manager. They hired the Chiefs assistant general manager. So, the question is, do they like Cam Ward? Do they like Shedeur?
I think Cam Ward's going to stay at first.
If they, for whatever reason, if they do like Shedeur, though, then I could see because the Browns aren't taking Shedeur. They're not.
No.
But let's say Shedeur goes 1, then I could see the Browns taking Cam. That would screw us.
You really think Shedeur would go 1? I genuinely think there's no possibility Shedeur goes 1, unless the Raiders.
There's certain teams where that just view certain players in certain ways. Like it's just depending on the person in my eyes. And that this new guy that came from the Chiefs, you never know. But I do think Cam will go 1. I'm just saying for the sake of what if, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Cam will go 1, especially since he came from the Chiefs. And Cam Ward has a couple comparisons. I'm not saying he is Mahomes, but I've seen a few things saying he plays like Mahomes, similar styles. They can kind of throw off balance, the arm style. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Cam Ward's got a very and he's very clean with his play style.
Yeah, they might like him more.
He seems calculated when he plays, almost like the way that he moves in the pocket and everything. Cam Ward, I don't know. I think Cam Ward definitely just deserves the first pick in this year's draft.
I agree with you. I do think he's the number 1 quarterback.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, just like I said, if he doesn't go first, he definitely deserved to go first. I think he's the most talented.
You were telling me that you think, when we were talking earlier, you said you think Dart's number 1. But is that as far as because you think Cam is not in reach for us? So Dart's number 1?
Yeah, Cam
after Cam?
Yeah. No. Jaxson Dart is not the number 1 pick. I'm saying Cam Ward is definitely the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
Cam Ward can do things that no other quarterback in the draft
to clear things up,
do.
Earlier we were talking and he was saying he thinks Dart is the number 1, but I was just trying to make sure that I understood. I'm trying to make sure that in my head I was confused with it, but now I understand. He was saying the number 1 as far as for the Giants.
Yeah, I think we should definitely shift our focuses to. I mean, obviously, I think if Travis Hunter's still on the board at 3, but the only thing is Jaxson Dart's moving up on everybody's draft boards and stuff, so
and he's just gonna keep going.
Yeah, that's the thing, and then the combine's gonna come around, and he's just gonna go that much higher up. So it's almost are we even gonna be able to take Travis Hunter in the first round and then Dart in the second round? We might seriously have to think about considering if Jaxson Dart is.
But that's the thing, though.
The guy
you've seen it happen before, with the Ravens a couple years ago. They traded back. They picked a player in the first round, and then they traded back up into the end of the first round to get Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Let's say Dart is still there at 22, 23.
Yeah, because what was he projected? He was projected pick round 2, pick 30 something. Yeah, no, a week ago he was projected round 2, pick 30 something. So he might not go that high up into the first round. I think he's definitely going to go into the first round.
That's the thing, though. You never know. If the Raiders or the Jets even need a quarterback, if they view him as a potential franchise quarterback, they'll take a swing on him. They're not going to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They both need quarterbacks. There's not enough free agents. Somebody's going to have to draft somebody.
And that's another thing is what if the Raiders just said screw it and traded up to Cleveland to get the second pick and then they took Shedeur.
Yeah, they could try.
We don't. Then I think we need to draft Jaxson Dart at that point.
Joe Schoen is going to try to trade up. He's not going to just sit there and allow that to happen. The Patriots the Browns would also much rather go from 2 to 3 than from 2 to 7 or 6, whatever. I think the Raiders have 6. So if you were the Browns, who would you rather trade back with? The Giants or the Raiders? You want to go from 2 to 6 or 2 to 3? You want to go from 2 to 3?
2 to 3. Especially, did you see what Denzel Ward said? It's probably not really relevant, but he said he thinks that they're close to whatever it's called, close to success. They think that they're starting to get away from all the losing stuff. I think they definitely are too. So they're not going to want to give away.
Their defense is nice, but they just have to get their. That's the problem. They just have to get their quarterback. But I don't think Shedeur is going to go.
Yeah, they're not going to want to give away their top.
They're not.
They're not going to want to give away a top 3 pick
unless they think that they could trade down with Cleveland and still get Dart or Milroe or whoever they view. But I don't think then they
trade
would
down with who?
Oh,
no, you're good.
The Raiders.
Like
let's say Cleveland thinks that they can trade down with the Raiders, and they would still be able to get their quarterback that they want. Then they might pull the trigger on that because the Raiders would probably be offering more than we would because they're moving up more spots.
Yeah, I feel you.
Like the Giants probably wouldn't offer the Patriots, but maybe like an additional 3rd round pick.
Yeah,
I couldn't see them offering anything more than that to move one spot, maybe like a second. No, I can't even see them doing that. The Giants would not offer their 2nd round pick to move up one spot. I just can't see that happening.
No, I don't see it happening either. I don't.
Maybe if they're 3rd though.
Honestly,
but Joe Schoen is going to try to move up. I promise you, he's going to try to trade up. He loves to trade.
I think he's going to try and trade with the Browns, but I don't think the Browns are going to want to move back all the way to 6. So I think if the Browns trade with anybody, it's either going to be the Patriots or the Giants.
I don't think the Patriots want to move up. I think the Patriots are in a perfect spot.
Who do you think that they want to get, though?
I think the Patriots want Travis Hunter.
So I don't think the Browns want Travis Hunter.
I think the Browns want to pair Myles Garrett with Abdul Carter. That's just how I'm thinking of it. I think that's just too good of an opportunity to pass up on. You have Myles Garrett on one side and Abdul Carter on the other.
Yeah, you don't see the Patriots like seeing us as a threat against Travis Hunter though.
No, because I think the general managers know. You know what I mean? I think they know that Dion is not going to let Shedeur go to the Browns. So that I think the most likely option for the Giants is Shedeur.
Yeah,
that's just what I think. And I think if you just put the puzzle pieces together, it just fits. Like Cam Ward going number 1 is everyone's consensus number 1 pick is Cam Ward. So that makes sense, right? And then you have 2 is going to be the Browns, right? Let's say they stay and they stick and pick. Yeah. They're taking the best edge rusher in the class in Abdul Carter. That's who I think. I mean, sure, you could say they take Travis Hunter. The same thing goes. Then the Giants are taking Shedeur. I just think it fits perfectly. And even if the Giants did trade up with the Browns, we're taking Shedeur. That's how I think it's going to play out. I don't see the only way I could see that possible. No, it doesn't even make sense. I was going to say if Dion comes out and says Shedeur can play for the Browns, but he's already came out and said that he's not. He doesn't want him to play for the Browns.
He has said that. And then he said something like that in a tweet like a few years ago,
He's not playing for the Jets either.
Yeah.
The Browns and the Jets are crossed off the list for Shedeur Sanders.
So, welcome to New York.
I think it's going to be Shedeur. But there's, I don't know. What do you see happening in the draft? Because that's how I see it playing out.
I could 100% see Jaxson Dart coming into the combine and possibly knocking Shedeur down to the 3rd-ranked quarterback in the draft.
Okay, that's a solid take. So you think Jaxson Dart
by the time the draft, not going to the combine?
He actually said in his most recent podcast that he's going to be throwing at the combine.
Okay.
He's not going to run the 40, but
so then depending on I think that'll be a big determination.
There's also the Shrine Bowl. The Shrine Bowl.
There's that, and then
Shedeur Sanders he's playing one more game. So I think if Shedeur Sanders, he's playing one more game in the Shrine Bowl.
Yeah.
So let's say he goes out into the Shrine Bowl and he plays horrible.
Yeah.
That's going to tank his stock. That might even sway the Giants into taking Dart over him if that's what it comes down to.
And
but
then that
I don't think he's going to play bad. He's on the Shrine Bowl is just a team of a bunch of, the best players.
Yeah.
You know?
So we'll actually get to see Shedeur play behind the good line too.
We got to watch that.
Yeah.
We'll do a film review on that because this is going to be the first time all year Shedeur has played behind not Colorado's offensive line.
Yeah.
So there's also the I don't know exactly what this one's called, but I know it's the East vs. West game. There's a whole bunch of people playing in that one.
Senior Bowl?
Good. Yeah, the Senior Bowl. That's what it is, yeah.
Yeah, Jaxson Dart's playing in that, I'm pretty sure.
Jaxson Dart's playing in that. Jalen Milroe's playing in that. You have a whole bunch of guys, a whole bunch of receivers, a whole bunch of quarterbacks. Shedeur Sanders, I don't think is playing in that one.
No.
But he is playing in the Shrine Bowl.
I don't think he got an invite to the Senior Bowl. But
really? There's no way he'd get an invite.
Yeah, I don't think he did.
I saw something saying Travis Hunter declined the invite.
Probably because if Shedeur didn't get an invite, you think Travis Hunter would go?
No, but Travis Hunter isn't playing in the Shrine Bowl either.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh, no, he probably doesn't want to get injured at all.
And why Shedeur do? I think Shedeur is like...
Shadeur's just a dog, dude.
Let's that and, like, he keeps mentioning how, like, the media has literally, like, shit on him recently. Like, for whatever reason, he's just been, like, getting shit on these last few weeks. Like, people are saying he's not...
Well, everybody thinks he's an industry plant, and I don't think that's fair, like, because, like, none of us can go into college football and throw for over 4,000 yards.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, everybody calls him an industry player, and y'all get to type it in y'all's comment sections and make whatever videos y'all want to, but to be fair, like, none of us are going out there and throwing for 4,000 plus yards on a college football field in the Division I level.
I think he's reading all those comments, and Shedeur is the type of person to like go out there and try to back up his talk. Like
nobody wants to give him credit.
He's not going to sit on the bench and like he's not going to sit out. Like he wants to go out there and show these people like. So especially when they're talking, they're talking shit about him, they're doing all this. I think he's going to go out there and try to play as hard as.
Everybody just, I don't know. I think everybody's just got something to say because his dad's Dion, and they think he got there. He got there for free, but like, I don't know, if he didn't have any talent, he wouldn't.
Bro, if you go back and watch those documentaries, bro, go back and watch those documentaries.
That's what I'm saying.
This guy, if you go back and watch all the Coach Prime documentaries from back in the day, you will see Shedeur he's won at every level.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Besides, college was a little different. They opted to go to Jaxson State, which they knew that they weren't going to go out there.
They knew that was
They did it for the culture and for just for the reason, you know what I mean? Yep. To be able to coach his son. He knew he wasn't going to be able to go to Georgia and coach his son to win a national championship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was to bring a culture and change things for a franchise and a program, and that's what they did. And everywhere that they went, they were successful doing it. You know what I mean? If you go back and you watch all those things.
Yeah, they did. They completely changed the culture at Jackson
it's not like
people, even though it's still not like a Georgia school, but
like how is Sanders going to be without his dad coaching him and this and that? He's going to be bad. It's not going to work. Like if you ever watch Dion coach him, dude, he screams at him. Like he's not friendly to him.
Shedeur might be better with a different coach.
Like I'm not saying better, but because even Sanders said like he likes having that. Like you know what I mean, having that coach that can like set him straight. He needs that sometimes. Yeah. But like I just feel like people have a feel. People make it sound like Dion is so like he just lets him do whatever he wants and like no, like he's hard on him, bro, and he's been hard on him throughout his whole entire since he's been a quarterback, since he switched to quarterback. So I just think it's people make it seem like he's just had it easy at quarterback when it's like he's had hard coaching. Just because he's his dad doesn't mean he's not.
And he got put into a lucky situation. Like he got put into a great situation. That's not his fault. Like he can't choose who he's born to. So I don't know. People just say things that they want to say because they're just not in that person's situation. And I think that's where most of it comes from. Is people just hate on Shedeur because he gets it a little bit. He gets it a little bit easier than everybody else. But it's not. And it's not his fault. His dad is Deion Sanders.
Yeah, no, it's not his fault. But another thing for me is like, I think it almost benefits. We saw how Daniel Jones handled the media with the Giants. He couldn't do it.
Yeah,
he was not good in front of the media. No. He just said the same thing over and over again. Sometimes he said the wrong thing. Sometimes he said not really. Sometimes
what the hell was his famous line?
The right thing. What was it?
We didn't execute.
Yeah, we didn't execute.
We didn't execute today.
We didn't execute it. We didn't execute.
We just didn't execute.
That's Daniel Jones' famous line. Daniel Jones, I wouldn't say he says the wrong thing. That was probably the wrong way to put it. But he doesn't handle the media like when you see Joe Burrow go out there and handle the media. Like he says what's truly happening. Like he doesn't just say the same media company lines.
Yeah, no, like literally when Daniel Jones would go out there and they would ask him what happened in the loss today, we just didn't execute, man. It just comes down to executing. We didn't execute.
It's like sometimes I want Daniel Jones to be honest and say like, you know what, like offense sucked today. Like we let defense down. We really sucked out there, and like just be honest. Like stop saying like we didn't execute. We know you didn't execute. Why? What didn't happen? What was going wrong?
Yeah.
And Shedeur is going to go out there onto the stage every single time. He's going to handle the media in the proper way because he's had cameras in his face his whole career, his whole life. You know what I mean? So he knows how to handle the media. He knows. And he's going to say how he feels. And it's like, I don't know. I want a quarterback that thinks that way. You know what I mean? That's how you get a true leader is, somebody who stands up and speaks how they feel, speaks their mind, doesn't just say the same old company lines. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If something's going wrong, they're going to address it. They're not going to say anything. So I think Shedeur would be perfect in that regard. And I also just think as the player, like, I think what he did, right, as far as throwing for what he threw for 4,100 yards, 41, and he had 41 total touchdowns on the year. So if you take 41 total touchdowns, right, and 4,100 yards, and then you put that onto Ole Miss, I truly think Shedeur is having just as good, if not a better season than Jaxson Dart. I know we kind of were going back and forth on that, But, I mean, Dart had, 28, 29 passing touchdowns? And I'm not sitting here stat watching. Sometimes he doesn't need to throw maybe when he's up or this and that. But just going based off...
he also had... I mean, the other side to Jaxson Dart is, like...
Shedeur has no O-line. Like, he's been playing behind the worst O-line.
Yeah, I know, but still, like, Jaxson Dart had almost 500 rushing yards. That's more than, like, any quarterback.
That's my point,
That's more than any quarterback in that thing. I'm talking about Cam Ward, too. So, like,
last time we sat on this show, we were talking about it. If you get sacked in college, that is a loss of yards.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah.
You remember you were saying you have to pump or something? No, it's literally if you get sacked.
Like, if you tuck. So when you're getting sacked, like, if you tuck.
Any sack.
Yeah, it's a loss of yards.
It's any sack. So if Sanders gets sacked, which I think he was like second or third in the nation.
Dude, he got sacked 8 times in one game. Like, that is unreal.
Look it up. I think he actually had I think he was sacked like 78.
First.
I think it was maybe first.
Yeah, I think
if he was sacked
most 78 in college football.
78 times. Your average sack is probably 5 yards, 4 yards. Let's say the average sack. Yep. So 78 times you're getting sacked, bro. That's like. You're losing almost 200,
Who got sacked most in college football? Shedeur Sanders, the quarterback for the Colorado Buffaloes, was most sacked in quarterback in college football in 2023.
That's what I'm saying. So I think that the rushing yards argument doesn't even come to play when comparing them. That's almost my point. If you put Shedeur onto Ole Miss, he's getting those rushing yards because he's not getting sacked every play. And if you put Jaxson Dart onto Colorado, those 500 rushing yards, it's going to be negative.
Yeah, but then that's saying that Shedeur Sanders can run better than Cam Ward. Like, Cam Ward had the best O-line in college football.
That's why I just think it's unproven. It's unproven. You can't say that. You can't say that's. I don't know. I just the rushing yards thing to me, it's unproven because if they all were playing behind the same quality of offensive line, then you can really determine it. Like when they go to the NFL, when sacks don't count as negative rushing yards, then you can really see. But like Shedeur ran the ball 100 times, and he has negative rushing yards.
Yeah.
Jaxson Dart ran the ball 100 times and he has 500 rushing yards.
Yeah.
That's not just like Shedeur can't run. That's his O-line simply doesn't allow him to.
I've also seen we're also talking about stats. Like I've also seen Shedeur's he's just not the best when he gets out of the pocket and starts running. Even on plays where he's running. I've seen a few plays where he's done stuff,
but
I haven't seen him be the most agile or I'm not saying he's not fast. And obviously, quarterbacks aren't supposed to be running like wide receivers. So I don't expect this dude to be running like a fucking 4-4. No, yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying. I don't expect the most out of him. But it's just I've also seen him where he does get out and he does get past the line of scrimmage. I don't know. There's quarterbacks that are more agile than Shedeur Sanders. And I think Jaxson Dart is
the most agile quarterback in the world. But I just think I don't know. I just think the rushing yards argument for me it just doesn't. You can't even compare the two. It's like apples to oranges. It's literally just this guy can actually run. This guy can't. Shedeur, if he was on Ole Miss, I guarantee you they could probably run design quarterback runs to him. If he tried to run a design quarterback run right now, he's getting whacked. His offensive line can't block.
Well, yeah, no, they don't have any design quarterback. I don't even think that they do that.
Dude, they cannot block.
I don't even think that they do that. Yeah, that's just.
On the film review I broke down yesterday, that Jaxson Dart 20-yard run was I'm
talking about Colorado. I don't even think they can do that. That's what I'm saying.
If he
that's
was
not
on
even
Ole
a part
Miss,
of their playbook.
he would be running more because it's in their playbook.
Yeah, he would be running more, but
you just can't even
You really think he'd get the 500? Dude, Jaxson Dart 495 yards. I think Cam Ward finished with 300. It was 300 something. I could look it up, but I don't know.
I don't know. I think even that is what's the difference really in 300 and 500 rushing yards in a season? I think Shedeur would get 350 rushing yards.
Yeah, that's still 150 yards though. I mean, it doesn't really sound like a lot, but that's a football field and a half, dude.
That's 10 yards a game in the NFL. It's 10 yards a game if you're thinking about in a season.
Yeah, but there's also more games in an NFL season.
That's what I'm saying. I was thinking, let's say he has, 350 yards, and then you're saying 500 for Dart. I'm saying I think Shedeur could get 350 yards rushing behind the Ole Miss O-line, right?
Oh, yeah.
So let's just say that's in an NFL season. That's 15. You see what I'm saying? Because that's 150 more yards. That's Let's say there's 15 games in a season. That's about 10 yards per game. It's really not it's only about 10 more yards rushing per game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
I just don't think it's that much. It sounds better, 500 to 350, but it's just I don't really think. Okay, let's hop off the rushing stats.
Yeah.
Because as far as rushing stats go, it doesn't really. You don't even.
It's just nice to have. It's just nice to have.
Joe Burrow led the NFL in passing yards. He doesn't run, so you don't need a runner.
That dude does not.
You don't need a
He
runner.
looks so goofy when he runs, dude.
We're Giants fans, and he ran a 50-yard rushing touchdown.
Shit was so sorry to watch.
You saw how he got up and looked at. After he scored.
Sorry to watch,
pop up the picture, bro. You remember his face when he scored that touchdown, bro?
Oh, my God.
He literally raised one eyebrow, bro. He looked
my God, yeah, he's like...
Bro, no.
That's
literally cringing me. It's cringing
you are not you are not him, dude.
No,
you are not
Joe
him,
Burrow.
Dude. Joe Burrow most definitely is him, but like...
Yeah, but like... bro, like, chill, bro. Like, we don't... Like, we get it, bro.
Nah, like, that was not...
You don't gotta do that to us, bro. You don't gotta hit that face and stuff. Look like Macaulay Culkin and like...
Dude, you are not David Goggins, bro.
Nah, bro.
We'll just...
But let's kind of talk more about... I think Shedeur Sanders is just a better prospect. You don't think so?
How so? I don't think we've even seen that much of like I don't know. Shedeur Sanders is so in the media. That's why I think he's like.
I think Shedeur Sanders has the best accuracy out of any quarterback in this draft. That is what I think. I think Shedeur Sanders.
You think he's better accuracy than? I mean, like you did the film review, so I'm just asking an honest question.
I only watched one game. I only reviewed one game, so I haven't reviewed much of Shedeur Sanders. But from what I have seen, I genuinely think. The only reason Shedeur Sanders is even being mentioned right now is because of his accuracy. That he doesn't have the strongest arm, he doesn't have the most athletic legs, but that guy is ridiculously accurate. He can literally place the ball anywhere he wants to.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I feel like that's better with Jaxson Dart is because he can place he's got great accuracy and he can throw deep, he can throw medium, and he can throw short.
I mean, I'm not saying there's nothing. I don't know who has a stronger arm. I would almost think. My guess, I would think Shedeur has a stronger arm.
Yeah, I think you just got to watch it because I've been seeing Jaxson Dart for like months now. I've been talking about this dude for like almost 2 months now. I've seen a little bit more of him. If you watch a little bit more of Jaxson Dart's throws, like there's throws where he's from the 40 thrown to like the other fucking 20.
I've seen Sanders 10. Make a few of those throws.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I just think I think Jaxson Dart has a better. Because you were talking about how they said they don't really, or people talk about Shedeur Sanders' strength. I just think Jaxson Dart has better strength than Shedeur Sanders when it comes to like arm strength and deep ball accuracy and everything. But I don't know. I haven't I guess it's like the same thing with me. I haven't really seen that much of Shedeur. You've definitely seen more of Shedeur than I have of Shedeur, and I've seen more of Dart than you of Dart. So it's just kind of, it's a little bit iffy, but. I think Jaxson Dart just has a better
Shedeur is
range.
more of your traditional thrower.
Yeah.
He can hit about every throw. I almost see him like a Joe Burrow, Brock Purdy. Like they're more of just like a Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Like they're more of like a, you know what I mean? They can manage the team. They're good at what they do. Like
he's a good leader. That is for sure.
That's what I'm saying.
Shedeur is a good leader.
I'm not sitting here saying that Shedeur Sanders is going to be Patrick Mahomes or anything that.
Yeah.
But I just think that Shedeur Sanders. I just think that he is better right now than Jaxson Dart is right now. Now, I'm not saying that I think his ceiling is higher than Dart's because I don't know about that. I have to watch more film to determine that. But as of right now, I think Sanders is better. And like we were saying, I think if he was behind Ole Miss's O-line, the stats would be so much better. I mean, he threw. I know I'm not trying to stat watch, but he threw like 10 more touchdowns than Dart this year, behind that shitty O-line that he played behind. Dart had 29, so. Shedeur had like 37, so damn near.
Yeah.
So like it's, and I don't know. I really want to see how he plays this weekend, or I think it's next weekend, one of the weekends behind the Shrine Bowl. I'll pop it up here so that way you guys know when it is too. But yeah, I know Shedeur is playing in the Shrine Bowl and he's going to be behind great talent at O-line, like some of the best in the country.
Yeah.
So it's going to be good to see how he performs when he's not under constant pressure, when he can actually stand in the pocket and deliver some throws, because he cannot do that, bro. You will not see a clip of Shedeur Sanders, maybe like 1 or 2 per game, where he has a complete clean pocket and he has nobody like dude, that offensive line, and I know I've seen some people say it's improved over the year past. If you believe that, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, no, that line is not good. You do have to give that to Shedeur Sanders. But there's one thing I do just want to go over with the touchdowns. Shedeur definitely does like stat pad when he gets the opportunity to. And like being Ole Miss on a team like Ole Miss, like are you really going to get the chance to stat pad in games? Think about who you're playing in the regular season.
I mean, dude, Jaxson threw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns in his last game against Duke, and they won 52 to 10.
Yeah,
he was stat padding the whole game.
Yeah, but that's the only game that you get the opportunity to in that type of division. Like at Ole Miss, that's damn near like the only game you're going to get the opportunity to is against shitty.
He plays better competition.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But I will say, I think if Dart was on Colorado, bro, it would just be a massacre. Like I don't think it would be good. Like I'm not saying like Colorado.
I don't think any quarterback would be good on Colorado. Like I definitely feel for Shedeur. He did the most. He did the most with what he could do at Colorado.
Certain quarterbacks 100%. Just cannot play behind bad offensive lines, and that's not me knocking on Jaxson Dart because I think he's a great player. But just certain players, like if you haven't played behind a terrible O-line, you are going to struggle so bad when you play behind a terrible O-line. That's why I think Shedeur Sanders is also the best fit for the Giants because our O-line, like we were talking about in the other episode, our O-line sucks. So Shedeur Sanders is being one of the only quarterbacks that has played behind a terrible O-line and produced. I think he's going to be the only one that can do that in the NFL as well.
Yeah.
That's just my take on it.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Well, all right, y'all. We appreciate you guys tuning in. This is a short episode today. We just wanted to go over a few things. Mainly wanted to go over Dart versus Shedeur Sanders and just really see who, in our opinions, is the better quarterback and who's the better fit for the Giants. Just a little... We almost wanted to argue a little bit and kind of just see what each other's opinions and things are on that. So now I have a little bit of a clear picture of what he thinks. He has a little bit of a clear picture of what I think. Let us know, you guys.
And for them, too.
Yeah, and for you guys, too. Now you guys know as well. But let us know who you guys agree with more. If you guys don't agree with any of us, let us know who you guys want and what your take is. And we'll definitely check that out. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Riley.
I'm Caleb. Make sure you like. Comment, subscribe, share.
Hit that button.
And then, don't say Jalen Milroe in the comments. It's just not happening.
It could happen.
No.